Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing truth about someone in your mind that they are not telling you about, or truth that someone on your mind is not telling you about. To do this reading, we will be picking out 3 oracle cards together. I feel like, ooh, they came out 1, 2, and 3. Let's check them out together. So this is pile number 1. This is what it looks like. This is pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. For pile number 1, we have the peach moonstone, and this is what it looks like. For pile number 2, we have the tourmalated quartz, and this is what it looks like. For pile number 3, we have the rhodonite, and this is what it looks like. All right, so take a look at which one of these 3 piles or 3 crystals you're the most drawn to, and that's probably the pile for you here today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile or more, or all of them is what I want to say, then trust your intuition. Perhaps there are more messages for you to hear regarding the same person. Or you might want to do it in another way, where you assign a different pile to a different person that you want to really know the truth about what they may not be telling you. Sorry, I was going to say pile. What they're not telling you. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hey soul family, if you love the card picking process and the shuffling, I always leave this section especially for you. And as I always say, for me too, I love this process. I consider it very sacred. I respect the energy, and that's why I like to include you in this process. Okay, so now let's put these cards up top so that we can use our cards. On this side, on the left side, these are the oracle cards that we'll be using for this specific reading. And on the right are the tarot decks that we will be using for the reading. And as usual, if you're interested in any of the decks that I use, you'll find that I leave their names down in the description box. Okay, so now let's shuffle with intention. And this is the intention set for the whole reading, whether we use the oracle decks or we use the tarot decks. Oh, thanks a lot. Well, actually, let's set the intention. Even though we said it in the beginning of the reading, let's set it first properly. What truth that someone on your mind is not telling you? What truth, oh, thanks a lot, that someone on the 3 piles minds is not telling them, please? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's move on to our next deck. I'm using part of the Moon Oracle deck. The deck is divided into 3 parts with phases of the moon in different elements, which is the one we're using today. And then it has 12 goddesses of the moon And it also has, of course, the moon mansions, the 28 moon mansions. So we're using today the different phases of the moon in the 4 elements. So I feel like it will best help us in this reading with the 4 elements. We kind of get an idea of what's going on, what type of energy is going on. Okay, so what truth that someone on your mind is not telling you? 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, let's move on to our next oracle deck. What truth that someone on your mind is not telling you? Please. 1. I feel this one. Ooh. 2 and 3. Okay, now let's use your tarot decks. Oh, great. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, we're using 2 cards from each deck. I forgot to mention that. 2, 2, and 2. There we go. All right, moving on to the next. One, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and I feel like this is the 3rd, and 3. All right. Let's move on to the next deck and shuffle with intention. There we go. Ooh, thanks. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now moving on to our last deck. Again, let's shuffle with intentions. I feel this one. Whoa, okay. So I feel this one. The 2 for this pile already found their place. So 3rd pile is ready. Let's now shuffle for the rest. Did I put it the other way around? Let's check what's going on here. Are they all the right way up? Yes, they are. Great. All right, so we have 1 here. Yes, 1. We have 2, and then we need 2 here. So thanks. There we go. So what truth, great, that someone on your mind is not telling you? Great. Wonderful. Now that we have our 3 piles ready, let's put them in order. All right, so this is the first pile. Oop. There's the first pile. That's ready. Let's add the peach moonstone. There we go. Pile number 2. Is also ready with the tourmalinated quartz. And pile 3. Tourmalated quartz. I get so tongue twisted with it. Tourmalated quartz. Pile number 3. There we go. Rhodonite. There we go. So our 3 piles are now ready. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. It's such a pleasure spending it with you. Thank you for connecting, and let's get into your reading. Hi, pile number 1. So you have chosen the beautiful peach moonstone as well as this card. That's what it looks like. Okay. So now let's take a look at your oracle cards before we take a look at your tarot cards. So, pile number 1, you have the waning water moon with disillusion. Okay. You also have victim. So the light attribute of victim is prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. But the shadow attributes is playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. Okay. Let's take a look at your last oracle card. So you have growth. That's nice. Okay. I see. Okay. You have the... Okay, I see what's going on. You have the 4 of Cups. Can you see that? Yes. You have the 10 of Cups. The 8 of Swords. The 8 of Cups. All right. Yeah. Okay. You have the Page of Pentacles with adventure. Yes, this is very close to your main oracle cards. You have the Ace of Pentacles with maturity. I see. You have the 2 of Cups. Right. And you have the 5 of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing for your reading, pile number 1, is that the person you're inquiring about has 2 emotions that exist at the same time. We see here with maturity and growth that this person feels like there is more that they need that is not within this connection. And so with the 10 of Cups, you see this person and the 2 of Cups, that they value this connection very much. They love it. But I see that they could be victimizing themselves a little bit, feeling like with the 8 of Swords and even with the 8 of Cups, the idea of walking away is even presented as being imprisoned or stuck. So this person might feel like they're at a stage where they're not really happy. They have a lot of love for you, but there is this need to move into the next phase. There's a need for growth in terms of their point of view. It feels to me here that with the 5 of Pentacles, there is lack of something. They're looking for something. And so the confusing part is that they do not want to lose you as a person. They want to keep connecting with you. But they feel like there is more. They want to do more without losing you, is what I'm seeing. With maturity and growth, perhaps they're feeling like time is running, or that they're growing, or that they want more, is what I'm seeing. That there's a part of them with the dissolution that is not happy, and they kind of feel like they want to move forward and do something. Pile number 1. All of that, the confusion here is that all of that, without ever touching the beautiful connection that they have with you with the 10 of Cups. They want something new, because you see the 10 of Cups here, it's represented by a newborn child. So they want something new, but they want this familiar energy, this family-like energy that they feel with you, this connection that you both have. They want to keep that, but at the same time, they also want to explore something else, or to move forward and do something that at the moment clearly here is depicted as they feel like they are unhappy without, that they are lacking in their lives. Pile number 1. With the 4 of Cups, you see the idea here that they are letting this idea, they're keeping it to themselves, of course. That's the reading. And if you take a look at the contrast between the 2 cards, it's really uncanny. These 2 cards and these, these 2 cards and these 2 cards, it's just, and these 2 cards, the cards that came together just shows you the stark difference here. You can see here both are celebrating something, but in the old energy, this person is not celebrating it, while the center person here is now happy and celebrating this new beginning. So we see that this person does not want to lose the connection, but needs to go after something. Here again with the 8 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, kind of feels stuck in one aspect or the other, as the 5 of Pentacles shows. But you do see in these in the top row that this person is treading through this very carefully, because your connection has grown deep. There's a lot of maturity in it, and this person would not risk anything to break it off. Wants to go on an adventure, but at the same time keeping what's valuable intact. Now, with the victim card here, we get the idea that this person might fall into the trap of victimizing themselves or victimizing the situation so that they gain pity from you, so that you would feel for them. And while it's absolutely okay to feel for them, pile number 1, make sure that they don't blame you for things either. It's one thing to feel bad and guilty, but it's another to put the blame on someone else. So you have to make sure that you tread through this pile number 1 without allowing anyone to make you a cause for something. In fact, I'm going to bring your tarot cards and we will find out together. We will ask, what is your advice on how to tread through this wisely and in the right way for you and for everyone involved? What is your advice on how to go through this. All right. I feel like we're supposed to read it the way they came out, so I'm gonna put them this way. Right. So you have the Three of Cups. Let me adjust that. There we go. The Three of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Right. The Three of Cups in this situation is quite interesting. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Bravo. I love this advice. Brilliant. You have the Hanged Man. And I love this Hanged Man. Do you see how they seem to be at first glance stuck, but the key really is in their hands? Okay. You have the Four of Wands again, showing that idea of celebrating together. Okay. You have the Queen of Cups. You have the Ten of Swords. And you have the Ace of Pentacles, aligning right with the Hanged Man. So, centering your reading here, I'm seeing your advice is pile number one, to understand that the situation has shifted. It has changed. And I see Spirit inviting you to accept it the way it is, because it has already changed. And so, will you choose to feel stuck and bad about it, or should you decide to accept it the way it is and move on into a new beginning, taking care of you? Pile number one. I see there is inclusion here with the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands, meaning let this person walk their path, celebrate it with them, or be included in this new change. Pile number one. All while being independent, like the Nine of Pentacles. Show independence, show that you are fine. Let this person walk their own path. Be part of it. Let it go. And yeah, just celebrate this life with them. And there's inclusivity in this reading. Perhaps let them include this new way of doing things. Like, for example, if this person wants to explore traveling, or wants to explore being busy now, doing another job, or whatever it is, include that as part of your new life now with this person. Pile number one. And at the same time, show independence. Start taking control of your life, to do it the way that you wanted. Understand that with every ending comes a new beginning. And so we see with the Nine of Pentacles to be happy regardless of whatever is happening on the outside. To create your own happiness. And to realize that the key is in your hands. That once you make that decision, once you tap into this energy, you will see that it is so much more okay than you imagined. I see Spirit telling you to tread through this with power and love towards yourself. Do you see, whenever you feel beaten down, don't feel beaten down. Grab onto your magic and decide to get up and find the fun and the love and the happiness in your life, and not to allow anyone to be the gauge for that, to hold the key for these things in your life. Pile number one. Really, independence here is the message for you from Spirit. Independence, allowing them to explore and do whatever their heart is seeking now, because that now that their heart is seeking for this is part of their journey. It's part of their spiritual journey. It's part of their karma. It's part of whatever they have to go through. And so allow them to go through this path by celebrating it with them, including it, since you have a very strong, mature bond together. But at the same time, the most important thing is that the key to your heart is in your hands, and to never let anyone gauge with your happiness or your well-being, and that it's completely in your hands. And that is by persevering, by getting up when you don't feel like getting up, by doing different things even when you don't feel like doing different things because it feels heavy. This way you show real love to yourself. And believe me, pile number one, you will find your way. This is also meant to happen to you so that you discover that you have a new way, a much more powerful way to exist and to feel happy and to feel whole. Pile number one. I'm going to pick 3 cards and I'm going to get more specific for you, pile number one, on how to achieve that, how to achieve this independence that we're seeing here in your reading. So let's do that. May we kindly get more information, please, about that. Thank you. And I feel this one, so it's 4. So you have, ooh, the Hierophant. So this literally shows me by going out and exploring yourself. So they're exploring, you go out and exploring different things that speak to your heart, to learn other things, to explore other things in life. Pile number one. Wow. You're really being invited here to go out and explore doing fun things. You have the 7 of Pentacles. To here with the 7 of Pentacles is to focus on something that really interests you, because you're building your new life here. And to put your effort and your passion in this new beginning, doing something that takes your mind and is so much fun that you're not really waiting for someone to have this wheel, driving wheel to the direction of your life or the happiness in your life, to have the key always in your hands. So to do other activities, to keep yourself busy doing things that you love, to build something that would make you excited about looking forward to it. And perhaps you can engage with others doing it. Yeah, you have the 8 of Cups, obviously, okay? Right, so the 8 of Cups is showing me here that the soonest you decide to move away from this energy, to not allow sadness to control you, to decide that once and for all you're going to take control of your life, you've accepted it, and that you will be doing more amazing things. You will fill your life with amazing things once you decide to push away that feeling of sadness. You will train your mind not to feel sad about this situation any longer. You become again in control of your emotions and in control of your life. Pile number 1. You have the Page of Swords. And you have the Tower. So the Tower here literally shows us that sometimes things have to crash and burn to make room for something new. And this here the Page of Swords is inviting you to just open up your mind, because as long as you're thinking about it only, you won't find what space this is filling it with. But as long as you start taking action and actually going out to explore and seeing what you can do, I see that you will be too busy to even think about this. And you will see, because energetically, once a space is cleared, something else comes in, and the choice is yours. What are you allowing in? And what are you also allowing out? It's all in your hands. Pile number 1, let it out and bring in something in you that you would absolutely love. But how would you know if you don't try? Pile number 1. Pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. You might be interested in it, pile number 1, in your soul journey, in your journey of manifesting what's in your heart. You'll find that this book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't be procrastinating on reading it, but it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that and would love to learn that, I'd be happy to share it with you. You'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box with all the information that you may need. And pile number 1, it was such a pleasure connecting with you. I have a lot of respect for you and I'm rooting for you. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. So you have chosen the beautiful Tourmalated Quartz, as well as this oracle card. All right, let's put them here so that you can see it. And now we'll be taking a closer look at your cards, starting by your oracle cards. So you have child wounded. So the light attributes of that is awakens compassion and desire to serve others, to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path for forgiveness. Also, the shadow attributes of that blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. Okay, let's keep that here. You also have the waxing fire moon with competitiveness. You have feminine energy. All right. With feminine energy, it reminds me of receptivity. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. You have strength. The Page of Wands. You have the Page of Swords. Ah, are you seeing this? You have the Ace of Swords. You have the Star with silence. You have the Seven of Wands with stress. You have the King of Cups. And you have the Ten of Cups, ending this reading. Okay. A lot of court cards for sure. A lot of court cards, a lot of major arcana. We're seeing the 7 of Wands and the 10 of Cups as the only 2 minor arcana here, other than, of course, the court cards. Oh my, what a reading. So what I'm seeing here, pile number 2, the truth that this person is not telling you is that they really want to have a good connection with you, but they're very lost at the moment. They don't know how they can do that. They're very confused. They have a wounded inner child, obviously. They're not stable. They're showing a lot of strength on the outside, and they are very concerned about taking. They're not ready to give. They seem very strong on the outside. They're all about taking. And to top all of that, it's making it very hard for them to accept things from you, even though they do want to accept a lot of things from you, either to help them out or accepting emotions from you or whatever it is that they actually need from you. To make things worse, obviously there's some sort of competitiveness going between them and you. Their heads are really hurting them. It's stressing them out. They compare themselves to you. They compare themselves to what you have, what they don't, because it reminds them, unfortunately, of what they lack. Again, going back to the wounded child. With the Page of Wands, we can kind of see, especially that most of the figures are depicted as juvenile or younger. We see the idea that they act in a very childish way. It's almost as if they were pretending to have grown up when they really haven't. There's inner wounds that are preventing them to operate in a functional way. So much they, without meaning to, without realizing, they create so much dysfunction in relationships. And sometimes they even want to move forward, but their resistance and their stubbornness sometimes keeps them stuck. And that's what causes stress to them. It might be weird, but seeing the King of Cups and the 10 of Cups, it really shows that this person loves you a lot. It's so weird with all of this energy, but they do. They actually do. They love you a lot. And they're so confused. I feel like they have put themselves in a very tight situation. They can't move, They're stuck in a little place now. They've surrounded themselves with water and they kept themselves stuck. Perhaps they've created a lot of animosity with you, or they've created a lot of fuss and stress. They keep hoping for things to change, but they don't act according to what they're hoping. And so it keeps being ruined and it keeps getting worse. And they themselves, it seems, like they're not able to fulfill that wish of keeping things beautiful between the two of you, because there's so much going on internally with them. Like we can see here, there's a lot of competitiveness. There's a lot of strong things about you that reminds them of their weakness, unfortunately. There's a lot of hurt in them that makes them inflicted on you. They're taking out all of their hurt on you, wanting you to feel hurt. They try so much to do things perhaps behind your back to make things fall apart for you. They're just annoying you, is what I'm seeing. They annoy you a lot. They get the little pleasures of making things not work for you. And then when they do, and the gap between you widens, they start feeling stuck and then wondering why you're drifting apart. What they're not telling you, pile number 2, with the Ace of Swords, that they have full clarity of the situation. They understand that they have caused this pain on you, that they've caused this noise, a lot of noise, a lot of turbulence, a lot of immature behavior. They know. They know they've done that. They know with the Knight of Swords that they were very quick to say things that could have hurt you. With the Page of Wands, they could have been teasing and trying to act childish, saying that you were the ones, inflicting things on you, saying that you were the ones who did that. You're acting in a really childish way, obviously, as we can see in your cards there. The truth is that this person really knows that they've done that. The truth of the matter that they're not telling you is that they actually love you. The truth of the matter as well that they're not telling you is that they are a very hurt little child on the inside. They're aware that they have pain. And if you look at this child wounded, if anything, they just want a hug and to feel safe. But this person is not really going to allow this to happen. As much as they want this with the feminine energy and the receptivity and the hug and the being taken care of and loved, there's a lot of pride there, because it will give them so many other meanings if they receive it that they cannot handle. And not to mention, on top of all of that, unfortunately, there is competitiveness going on. They compare themselves to you, to your every move. I don't know why they're comparing themselves to you to this extent. Why they're so focused on you. Perhaps out of love? No, that's crazy. Let's find out why are they so focused on you in specific? Why is there such a competition here? Knight of Swords. The Sun. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, so let's take it little by little. We see the Knight of Swords and the Sun. With the Knight of Swords and the Sun, I see that you're a great example to their inner child of getting things done, doing things right. So this means that perhaps they were blamed a lot in their when they were children. Perhaps they were told, you don't do this, you don't do that. Perhaps some people told them that you were no good. You can't do this, you can't do that. They were blamed a lot. And they see that you are the image that they wish they were. Had they been you, doing the right thing constantly and getting great results, had they been you, they wouldn't have been blamed this much and hurt this much. That's what they see here, pile number 2. That's sad. they've also grown fond of you with the Ace of Cups. Perhaps they observe you a lot. Oh, sorry. There we go. Perhaps they observe you a lot. And they love so many beautiful qualities about you. And here's the thing. They love these qualities, but they're so wounded when they decide to apply it. They're not capable of applying it because obviously it needs a sort of maturity to do it. A maturity that I'm sure they'll be able to achieve once healed, or once at least opening up their minds to healing. And so this is where the problem is. With watching you here with the Ace of Cups, it's about beginning. So they begin to try to emulate you, or to imitate you, sorry. They fail, then they realize that they cannot be that, and then they go back to being angry. Oh my. So this is the reason why there's so much competitive between you and this person, pile number 2. I'm so sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that. This seems so painful. And the sad part is, the weird part is that there is a lot of love in this connection, or towards this person. It's like they greatly admire you and hate that they admire you at the same time. I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry, pile number 2. I'm so sorry for them. I'm going to pull out cards and I will find out for you what is your advice on how to deal with this situation and this person. May we kindly get advice, please, on how pile number 2 can deal with this situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's find out together, pile number 2. So you have the 8 of Cups. That's sad. You have the 4 of Wands. The Devil. The Magician. The High Priestess. And the Page of Wands. And this Page of Wands in specific really reminds me of the Fool. Look, pile number 2. What I'm seeing here is your advice, unfortunately, to walk away. And the reason for that, as you can see here with the Devil card, is to be tempted to try to fix this situation here will keep you further stuck. This person has to decide to work on their inner child, and no one can do it for them. No one can push them to do it. They have to make that decision. Pile number 2. Now, seeing the Devil, the Magician, and the High Priestess here, I'm seeing that staying in a close proximity, hoping that change is going to happen, will only keep you stuck. Pile number 2, I'm really seeing the message of moving away from this energy, and once you move, you'll find that you're able to breathe, that you're able to celebrate your life, and that you're no longer having to deal with this type of stress because it's taking a toll on you. And to not be tempted at all by trying to fix something unless someone decides to fix it. Pile number 2. With the, I was going to say with the devil, and forgot to tell you about this part. With the devil, the magician, and the high priestess, I'm seeing the idea of great manipulation and trickery happening as you stay in close proximity with this person, using their powers, their tricks, keeping it secret. So we're seeing gaslighting, manipulation, lying, all happening to keep you stuck next to them, and to keep you feeling sad so that they can get comfort whenever they play tricks on you. Pile number 2. So really your advice is to move away from this energy as much as possible. Try not to interact with them at all. If you can actually physically move away, you're really highly encouraged to move away, because with the Page of Wands and the Four of Wands, we're seeing you being independent here. Leaving, letting it go, and celebrating your life on your own. Pile number 2, whenever it's possible for you to do that. But at least until you can, just give them your back and do not interact as much as possible. Healing is a choice that they can only make for themselves. No one else can. Pile number 2. So pile number 2, that was your reading. I wish you all the best of luck within this connection and all your connections in life. I wish you happiness. Also, I'm so sorry, and may you always be strong and blessed. Pile number 2, from my heart to yours. And so this was your reading. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. You might be interested in it because it's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. But if you're looking forward to become a productive person all while enjoying it, you'll find that this book has the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person. Yeah, just like I said, all while enjoying it. This is really true. And if you're interested, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box with all the information that you may need, also with testimonials, everything that you may need. And pile number 2, thank you for allowing me to do this reading for you. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Take care of yourself, pile number 2. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So you have chosen the beautiful Rhodonite, as well as, let's keep it here, as well as your card. Of course, this is how it looks like. Let's first take a look at your oracle cards before we check your tarot cards. So you have Vampire. The light attribute of this card is makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. The shadow attributes are depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Okay, let's keep it here. You have the waxing earth moon with ambition. Okay. If you hear any sleeping sounds, this is my dog sleeping next to me. Apologies for that. I always keep him next to me. You have anger. Okay. Let's now take a look at your tarot cards. Ooh. You have the Six of Pentacles. You have the Three of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands. This is supposed to be justice, but it's strength in this deck. We'll keep that into consideration. You have the King of Swords with control. Let me adjust that. There we go. With control. You have the Eight of Pentacles with ordinariness. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. And you have the Queen of Swords. Pile number 3. What I see with this person is a lot of manipulation to keep power. This person loves power. We see that here they help you a lot in order to be able to say that they help you, in order with the Three of Wands to perhaps push you to do something for them. We see here the main card, the idea of inflicting pain on you with the intention of control, but telling you things like, oh, it hurts me more than it hurts you, or I'm doing this for your benefit. But we see anger. We see with the ambition, we see an intention behind what's going on. With the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, I'm seeing that they're very firm and very strict, keeping you at bay, not finding out more information, not letting you in, not allowing you to be able to pick their minds or intrude in any way. You're kept outside is what I'm seeing. With the anger as well, right in conjunction with all of this shield, I see a lot of sulking happening. But sulking that is being inflicted with an intention, meaning that they use sulking and anger to try to control you. Pile number 3. They are, however, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, you can see that they do also enjoy spending their times with you. They do know how to be peaceful. And it's really confusing here because to you, you perhaps enjoy that time with them. You enjoy them when they're at peace. But with the justice and the strength that we saw in this card, they use their power. They use the power that they have with justice they use it in a corrupt way, is what I want to say. They use power and strength in a corrupt way. You always tend to feel unfairness from their side. They're quick with the Knight of Wands to shift the situation, to bring out their power, their manipulation, and then you're kept at bay. And there's this idea of giving and spending good time with you, so that, which is true, perhaps they love giving to you or being of service. And perhaps they they truly enjoy this time with you. But unfortunately, what they're not telling you, what's on the inside that they're not telling you, is that there is a need of control here with the vampire. Sometimes they survive through the energy that they created, the dynamics that they create, to feel like they're in control. Pile number 3. That's the whole intention here. While there is true enjoyment, there's a true connection between you and this person genuinely feels it. They are also very careful about not letting you too much in. They're careful about making sure that they always appear right, making sure that they inflict things on you, making sure that perhaps they criticize you, turn the situation against you and manipulate you so that they feel that they are more powerful than you, that they can control you the way that they need to. There's a lot of swords here, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. It's sometimes very difficult to deal with them. Their words can be very hurtful and throat-cutting. Again, claiming that it's, for a lot of the times, it's in your best interest, that they didn't mean it. They are easy to bring out anger, to show anger. All of that to control the situation. Pile number 3, and that is the truth that they're not telling you. And this is what they're not admitting to. So what I want to do is I want to get advice for you on how to deal with this situation or with this person. What's your advice with this person? Now that we understand what's going on here. Because we can see that sometimes they really deplete your energy so that they can survive. Oh, thanks. 1. Oh, okay. I don't know if you can. Yes, you can. So 2, 3. Whoa, okay. 5 and 6. I think this is enough. Let's see what you have, pile number 3. So you have judgment, right. I love that. Okay. You have the 5 of Cups. I see. Okay, so these two come along together. You have the Chariot. Lovely, makes sense. You have Justice. Lovely. You have the Star. That's nice. And you have the King of Pentacles. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, pile number 3, is to rise above the situation by not giving them the reaction that they want with the 5 of Cups here. This is exactly what they want to feel when they inflict all of these bad behaviors on you. They want to see a reaction. They want to see that you are moving in the direction that they want so that they can feel the control. But what I'm seeing here as an advice for you is to rise above the situation by not showing that you're triggered. Try to keep your cool understand that they are not functioning from a healthy place, and therefore don't give them the reaction that they want, because this is when and where they feel powerful. Keep cool, let them say whatever they want to say, let them do whatever they want to do, because remember, we'll get to this part in your reading, they too love spending time with you. They too, you are actually a very important person in their lives. Pile number 3, if not the most important, with the star here. And so do not react. You win over this bad behavior by not reacting. Also another thing that I'm seeing here for you, pile number 3. Do you see how this Chariot is depicted as this way or that way? I see with the Chariot to always be ready to take action, to set proper boundaries with the Justice, to show, see, it's unbelievable. You have a black cat and a white cat, and you have a black sign and a white sign. Showing that you will constantly show them, you behave this way, I will leave. You act this way and I will do this. So I see that this person learns through experience, not through words. If you keep saying, if you do this again, I'm going to do that. If you do this, I'm going to do that. If you keep explaining to them their behavior, perhaps they can listen sometimes, but it's not enough. This person learns through experience. They have to see the consequences of what they're doing. So I see an advice for you to be very strict with the rules that you set, the boundaries that you set for this connection, so that you can enjoy it with them. Perhaps it is the only way that they can grow out of inflicting their shadow onto you. And so I see your advice here to be in your position. Once you set out rules of what you accept and what you don't accept, then you have to take the necessary action that you have promised to take to set these types of boundaries. Pile number 3. And last but not least, as was very evident from the very beginning, remember that you are an important person in this person's life. Despite what they show you, you mean so much to them. Perhaps you may even mean more to them than they mean to you. But you cannot let them have the cake and eat it too. And this means that if they want to keep you in their lives, in their lives, if they want to take this beautiful treatment that you give them, this 5-star treatment that you give them, they too have to keep their end of the stick. What is it? They have to keep the agreement with their end of the stick. Pile number 3. And so, do not fall for their manipulation and their tactics. Do not fall to the anger, to the sulking, to the manipulation and the gaslighting. Do not allow them to give you and then remind you that they've done something for you, because this way you will set boundaries of never accepting any type of assistance. Even if they tell you, oh, I love assisting you, don't take it, because you're only taking it since it was from their heart, right? And not because you're waiting for someone to do something for you. And I see it's all about rectifying behavior through showing what you accept and what you don't accept from them or anyone, really. That is the key here with this person, pile number 3. And that is the truth to what they're not showing you. Pile number 3, I wish you all the best of luck in all of your connections. May you always be blessed. Thank you for allowing me to do this reading for you. And if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. If you're trying to manifest something and work towards it, and you really want something to help you become productive and stick to it, I offer a really nice productivity book that is small and straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. It won't take you time to read it, but it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And pile number 3, it was such a pleasure and an honor doing this reading for you. Thank you. I always appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.